We're here at PressConf 2025, and I am with James Webb, the COO of BigScoots. So why don't we start with an explanation of what BigScoots is?
BigScoots is a fully managed web hosting company for WordPress, right? And I would say one of our differentiators is that we run our own infrastructure. So we're not running off of a big box cloud. We have our entire data center space. We have a NOC. We maintain all that for all of our clients. And then on top of that, we are obsessed with human to human connection for support. So those are our two biggest differentiators.
So independent hosting providers are interesting for me because on one hand, I think I love it. I love a company who is not using AWS, Google Cloud, doing their own thing. On the other hand, part of me wonders, how can they compete? So I'd love to know, why independent? Like, what has that enabled for you to serve your customers? And how is it maybe even better than one of these big cloud providers?
One, we can control costs, right, for our clients directly. We are not, if we were to leverage maybe a big box cloud situation, then we would be at the mercy of, resource usage and the fees that come along with that. So everything we do is CapEx, which means we buy all of our own server equipment. And with that, we also cater to clients that need extreme customization. So you have, whether that be programmatic, right? Like in the interface, we actually code all of our own control panels, or whether that be just from a physical perspective, right? Do you need to have 400 gig links between two servers, right? That would be obscenely expensive if you're trying to get that from Big Box Cloud. If you're trying to get it from us, then we have the capability to tie servers together that way. I'd also say that from a networking perspective, we're not just hooking like servers up to switches, and it's not like it's legitimate spine leaf architecture, right? And so the redundancy level on something like that and the speed, right, is kind of, I guess you say, out of this world. It's in this world, but out of this world at the same time.
Yeah.
So
What does that infrastructure look like from a global perspective? Do you have data centers across the globe? Do you have a method for making sure that site is fast no matter where the visitor is?
yeah, so a couple things there. One, we do have a UK presence. We also have a couple places, individual sites in the US. Our main data center is out of 350 East Cermak in Chicago. But really, the way that, I think if you were asking this question maybe 10 or 20 years ago, it would be difficult to answer because you would have to have servers across the world. These days, when you leverage CDNs, or like we leverage Cloudflare Enterprise, for our clients, and so that's what makes the difference. It negates the need for, you could still have local. I mean, maybe for like GPDR or some other type of regulation. We have servers in other countries, or data centers in other countries, but really it's about CDN.
You touched on that human to human connection. What does that mean from a web host?
Well, all web hosts have like this great intention, right? And that's to provide 24/7 support. They always talk about how quick they are to respond. But what I find when it comes down to once those hosting companies get out of that small scale, right? Let's call it like 5 to like maybe 15 employees, they start to lose touch of that, right? And it's a shame, right? I mean, not everyone, it doesn't happen to every company, but and so what I've seen over the years, last 20 years, is that they start to rely more on automation. These days everyone talks about AI, so it's like, okay, well, let's throw AI chatbots in there. And if you've heard me talk at all before in the past, there's nothing I can't stand more than AI chatbots, right? It's like good intention, but it's just being lazy. Like, you're using technology to be really lazy for your clients. And so what I believe and what we believe in is that you use AI as a facilitator to bring people closer to people, right? Don't use it to get in the way or replace people. Use it to orchestrate that communication. So, for instance, we have clients that, we know that they have 20 tickets open about a certain technology or certain issue with WordPress, and we have a certain, employee that's really good at that. If that employee is available and they have that issue, AI knows that history and can sync them up together and plays almost like a switchboard operator.
Yeah.
And not only that, but you look at things like, early warning, like if look, let's talk about sentiment a lot these days with AI as well. And this is another good way to get humans to humans is by understanding what do the last 10 ticket submissions look like? What is the language? Are they tense in those tickets? Are they upset about something? If they are, utilize the AI to say, hey, listen, let's get this escalated before a support manager even sees it. It could be on like the second response, right? Let's escalate it right now. And by doing that, you get, a service that is, in my opinion, second to none. It always has been great, but now let's use AI to make it greater without putting AI. The customer never sees that AI, right?
Right.
So it's completely behind the curtain.
Yeah. So with no automated responses, I think the only downside that comes to my mind is with those really easy fixes where AI could either fix it or be like, it's really easy here, just do this. How do you counter that? Is it with your
Why?
response
Yeah.
time?
Why?
Is it
Yeah. To me, I feel like why would we even want to do that?
yeah.
If you're looking, I mean, so if you're looking at easy fixes, right? That means that every time there's an easy fix, that puts us one step away from knowing who our client is,
Mm,
right? And so for me, any chance we can get to, and on top of that, 90-second support response times, right? So like, what does it matter if AI can respond in a minute or two, right?
yeah.
And so going back to that human to human connection, it makes sense for us to understand what our clients are going through, what they're seeing. I mean, our teams, we meet, we meet weekly on what are the trends, what's going, like what plugins. I mean, we just saw like Stripe had, what was it last week? We saw Stripe had a rollout that had some things that had changed, right? And we had to address that with our clients, help them work around that,
Mhm.
update things. And so if we had AI take care of that, maybe AI would have recommended something weird, maybe not entirely accurate, right?
Right.
But when we keep people, people talking to people and then working behind the scenes, I think that's what they're paying for. Like they're not paying for, and there's a place for automation, right? Like you talk about like maybe, you know, uh, 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 alerts that come in for services that are down, right? Things like that. You can automate some of those alerts, but really, when it comes down to understanding, what people want, how to work with them directly, again, human to human every time.
I think one of the challenges for hosting support, especially within WordPress, is clients don't always understand what's a hosting issue versus a plugin issue, a WordPress issue. I'm sure you get questions all the time that technically aren't really your problem per se, but the customer doesn't know where else to go. So, where's that line for the support team? How often do they have to say, "Hey, reach out to the theme developer," or is there a case in which they jump in and still try to go above and beyond, solve that issue?
I- I- It's a very good question, and I would say, shh, don't tell anyone. But that we handled darn near everything on that
Wow,
front, right?
that's
So I know
incredible.
that's a
Yeah,
tough thing to say. I don't want to, like, I know we're on the record, but like at
yeah,
the same time, we understand there's a gray line of like, okay, are we capable of doing it? Are we recoding an application, because that's something way different, right?
sure,
But if there's something that's above and beyond, is it something like we are essentially business partners with our clients, right? Their success is our success. So are we helping them solve problems, or are we enabling bad behavior, right? And so we will take the chance on helping them solve that problem nearly every time. That being said, there are always fringe cases. I
sure,
mean, just speaking completely honestly, right? Like there are fringe cases, but for the most part, I'm not going to penalize a few when others could use help at any given time, and we have the capabilities in house. I mean, that was another thing. I mean, I think BigScoots has always done is not only just provide that control panel support or provide that fix for WordPress, but we literally have like coded like fixes, right, for our clients, scripted fixes for our clients. You even look at, we've been dealing a lot, with agencies lately, and enterprise and whatnot over the last year, maybe the last 3 years, and we've had agencies come to us and say, listen, I've been wanting this feature for the longest time, and I can't get it at, some other hosting company. And because we have an on-hand development team, we will create that solution for them directly in the interface, directly in the control panel. And so I think that in itself also shows like maybe just an above and beyond attitude. I mean, we are obsessed with that, like with helping our clients essentially.
Amazing. Well, James, thank you so much for taking the time to chat. Be sure to check out BigScoots, bigscoots.com. I've been testing it. It's incredible. Customer service is amazing. So go check it out.
Thanks for the plug. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Christian.